Sports here on WHHS Channel 30. I'm Mike Williams.
And I'm Logan Remco.
And tonight, the Harvey Red Raiders open up their 2003 football campaign as they play host to the Cortland Lakeview Bulldogs.
Well, Mike, Coach Buskirk and his boys are back and are hoping to improve on their 4-6 record from last season.
That's right, Logan. And as the Raiders return 6 starters for both the offensive and the defensive sides of the ball.
On offense, they give the helm to Tony Herron after slowly breaking into the quarterback spot last year. And his main competition, Tim Lemazney, left to attend Madison.
And if the switch to the wing tee offense wasn't enough last year, Coach Buskirk has now added many 4-receiver sets to his offense, making it a kind of a wing-and-shoot offense. So it should be pretty interesting to see how he does in his second year with the offensive side of the ball.
Absolutely, Mike. It's exciting this season. I think they have a chance.
Actually, if you really want me to get into it, Lakeside and Jefferson leads the way in the NEC, and after that it could be anybody's race. If either Harvey or Conneaut, also a dark horse for the NEC championship, can knock off Lakeside or Jefferson any time throughout the season, they could become NEC champions.
Well, I'm excited, Mike. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'll be excited to see.
Well, the Red Raiders have apparently won the toss, and Cortland Lakeview is ready to kick off here. Number 4 for Cortland Lakeview, Jim McHale will be kicking off for the Cortland Lakeview Bulldogs. Back to receive for the Red Raiders will be number 32, Mike Baker. And it looks to be number 3, Kevin Alston Jr. Cortland Lakeview kicks it off, and Alston Jr. is going to try to field it. Gets past him and bounces out of the end of the end zone for a touchback. The Raiders will start the ball on their own 20-yard line. So hopefully we'll get to see some of that wing and shoot offense that I've been looking forward to and hearing a lot about throughout the preseason.
Yeah, Tony Herron has a really good arm. I think this will work well for the Raiders this year.
Well, last year they kind of had a quarterback debacle between Chris Mann, Tony Herron, and Tim Lemazney. At least for now, they've settled down with one quarterback. So let's see how the Red Raiders will run with their new offense here. Number 7, Andrew Booth out to the right. Herron's going to take the snap, looking for the quick throw out to Booth, and Booth just drops it. Would have been a 4-yard completion there, if not more, with yards after the catch, and just drops it.
Yeah, well, that might be the, it's a new season. There's a little bit of jitters going on. We should look for the Raiders to settle down sometime here. Might take a series or two, though.
Second down and 10 from the 20-yard line. Tony Herron getting his players set, 3 receivers set. Kevin Alston Jr. in motion now. Herron's looking for the quick throw out to Alston Jr. Alston Jr. is going to take it, and he's going to get tackled right away by number 5, Matt Nero. So Cortland Lakeview playing the 4-3 defense and looking pretty aggressive out there. 3-yard gain for Kevin Alston Jr. That's going to bring a long 3rd and 7 for the Red Raiders on their 23-yard line. So hopefully they can get a first down conversion here and keep the drive alive. Hopefully get some momentum going for their offense. Herron once again getting his offense ready. Going to get Jamie Farron in motion now. He's going to get it to Mike Baker. Baker trying to go up the middle, and he's going to get stopped by a host of Bulldog defenders. That's going to end the drive quickly for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, the Raiders were hoping to sneak a little counter in there, but Lakeside wasn't taking it. They were all over that.
Seems like a very good run defense. They haven't really been able to challenge down the field yet. We'll just have to see how that goes throughout the progression of the game.
The punter is Stefan Portik. He actually injured his shoulder, so he will be only punting this game. Let's see how he does.
Portik family always known for their punting here at Harvey. Nice punt. Not going to go very far, though. It's going to round, and it's going to take a Cortland Lakeview bounce and down by number 60, Billy Noble. So now the defense will get a chance for the Red Raiders and try to prove themselves. Definitely a speed-based defense for the Red Raiders. That's what they try to capitalize. Not exactly the big bulk or strength, just speed, shooting past the line and getting in the backfield quickly.
Yeah, players like Joe Donalo really are the kind of players that they rely on. They're so fast they can just break through the line.
So the Bulldogs have number 11 at their helm, Corey Huffman. Huffman's going to call the signals here. Taking a long snap, maybe going to try to draw some Raiders off sides. Not going to happen. He's going to hand it off to number 25. He's trying to sweep out to the right. Gets past a few defenders. Looks to break for a first down already on the first play for the Bulldogs.
This is not looking good for the Raiders. Let's hope they can settle down and, make a stop.
Well, it looks like they weren't prepared for that at all, so they tried to stuff the middle rather quickly. And it's going to be a 9-yard gain, very close to that first down marker, though. 2nd and 1 for the Cortland Lakeview Bulldogs. And now they're going to bring the chains out to measure it already. And Cortland Lakeview definitely has great field position already on the Raiders' 33-yard line. So, of course, they're going to want to take it to their advantage. And Harvey's got to come up with a turnover or something here.
Mr. Buskirk cannot be happy that his game has started off this way.
So the referees have signaled that it is inches short, and the Bulldogs get set for a 2nd and 1. Huffman once again gets his offense settled with the power eye in the backfield. Quick handoff, and he fumbles at number 5, and it looks as if the Raiders picked it up. Number 5, Matt Nero, popped, and the ball was popped loose, and the Raiders picked it up. Nice play by the Red Raider defense. Like I said, they need to capitalize on some turnovers, and right away they got it.
Absolutely, Mike. You must have some magic working in those words of yours.
Well, hopefully it got down there. So the Red Raider offense will once again get a chance to redeem itself here. Paulson Jr. out to the left, number 21. Morgan Lewis out to the right for the Red Raiders. Heron in shotgun. A quick draw to Martin was the fake, trying to get the play action to go. Nice pass to Morgan Lewis, wide open over the middle, and gets a first down.
That was beautiful. That was like poetry in motion. Tony has an arm of gold.
Well, hopefully they can just keep that gold flowing. Maybe Harvey has finally found the offensive jackpot. The last quarterback I remember that had an arm like that was Joey Hata. And then since then, they've had such a quarterback debacle that they've never been settled down.
Yeah, we've never really seen one quarterback in action for 5 or 6 games, you know?
Heron back in regular set now. Baker in motion. They're going to pitch it to Baker. Martin's lead blocker. He's going to get to the outside, pick up about 3 or 4, and is tackled once again by a gang of Bulldog defenders. Give credit to number 62, Nick O'Hara, on that tackle. So it looks as if the Bulldog defense is rather quick as well. They're going to give that a 2-yard gain on the play. 2nd and 8 now for the Red Raiders. Morgan Lewis wide to the right. Booth out to the left again along with Jamie Farron. Heron once again in the shotgun. Once again, play action fake looking for Lewis again. And is almost picked off. Number 20 right there. He read that play beautifully. Josh Province of the Bulldogs. So another 3rd and long for the Red Raiders. Last time they tried to run, and it wasn't very successful.
Maybe we'll see a little play action here on this play, seeing as how the Lakeside was all over that last run that they had. That's what I'm looking for anyways.
Here now trying to get everybody set in the backfield. Once again, play action. Ball comes loose, and it's all over the backfield, and Lakeview recovers the ball. Number 60, Kevin Denman, comes up with it. Somehow the ball popped loose out of Heron's hands. I don't know how exactly that happened. Didn't look like he was swiped by any defenders. And now another turnover in this game, and things are going to go the Bulldogs' way now. Very unfortunate. The Raiders actually came up with a turnover, and then they lose it once again. The Bulldogs hurry up here on offense. Number 4 wide out to the left, Jim McHale. Number 1 wide out to the right, Brent McCullough. Huffman calling his signals once again. Takes a very long time. Maybe has some cadence down there. Going to get the snap off here. He's going to play some play action. Looking for McCullough. Going to be incomplete. Number 3, Kevin Austin Jr. there, was on the coverage. 2nd and 10 now for the Cortland Lakeview Bulldogs. Good pass defense for the Red Raiders. Playing a little aggressive man-to-man out there.
Yeah, it's kind of a dangerous thing, but like you said, they're all about speed, and I think their secondary is up to the task.
Well, of course, most of the members of the secondary are also the wide receiver core of this team, and they could probably take on anybody's wide receivers throughout the high school area. Huffman now going to pitch it outside to number 20. He's going to juke out a defender and looking to take it out. And he's going to be close to the first down marker. Number 20, Josh Province, is starting to just run all over this Raider defense. And it's going to be a first down for the Bulldogs. The first down of the game goes to the Cortland Lakeview Bulldogs.
Can't let them keep moving the chains. We can't rely on turnovers here. Let's hope that the Raider defense, again, can make a stop and not let them put the ball in the end zone.
Well, the Raiders have mainly been a quick strike team, meaning they'll score a few points early and then kind of just wait around a little bit and kind of rely on their defense to hold everybody off. And I don't think that's the best way to go about your game, especially the way the defense is looking here.
Well, absolutely. You want to score as many points as you can. Come on, Mike.
8:49 to go here in the first quarter. Huffman now taking the snap once again for the Cortland Lakeview Bulldogs. Power eye in the backfield. Going to hand it off to Province again. And again is being juked all over, but number 7, Andrew Booth, takes him down with a one-arm tackle. What a great play there by Andrew Booth to come up out of the secondary. Good way to read the offense there. That's a very difficult thing to do, to be able to play the pass defense and then know when the run's coming. So the sweep didn't work for the Bulldogs. They're going to go with a 3-receiver set now. McCullough, number 4, Jim McHale, and number 85, Trevor Matthews, excuse me. Huffman once again going to look for somebody. He's going to hand it off to Province on a nice draw there. He's going to be brought down by Derek Martin and number 77, Tyler Schaefer.
It was a good pickup of about 4. Interesting call with the receivers spread out like that.
Well, of course, spread out your offense, make them look like, oh, we're going to pass, and just shoot it straight up the middle when you got all your secondary spread across the field.
Absolutely. It's a good strategy. It's worked for some teams. Packers notably come to mind.
3rd and 6 now for the Cortland Lakeview Bulldogs. The ball's on the Harvey 21-yard line. And there's Coach Buskirk. Got to be wondering what's going on with this defense. They're starting to give some major yards up here. Huffman once again with 3 running backs, in the backfield. Now penalty markers are flying all over. And it's going to be against the Lakeview Bulldogs. And that's going to march him back. And number 26, Jason Williams, is certainly going to get something told to him by his coaches.
Yeah, absolutely. Those kind of penalties are inexcusable. They're just mental errors.
The Bulldogs now take a timeout here. So hopefully 3rd and 11 will be the catalyst here to stop this drive. It'll be interesting to see what Lakeview does, though. They're not that far from the end zone. 3rd and 11 seems like a lot, but they're pretty deep in Harvey territory. And so far, the offense hasn't proven itself too much. Had a nice completion there to Morgan Lewis, and that was about it.
Right here, I'm thinking maybe Lakeside will go for it all. You know, a couple deep routes and have a Lakeview will go for it all. My mistake.
That's all right, Logan. By the way, if this is your first time up here in the booth, I want to welcome you aboard to WHHS.
Thank you, Mike.
And it'll be a pleasure working with you all season.
As I'm sure it will with you.
So the Raider defense now waiting upon Lakeview. Ball now on the 26-yard line. They're going to go with 1 tight end to the left, number 33, Mike Manfredi. Number 4, Jim McHale is their wide receiver. 2 backs in the backfield in the power eye. Huffman once again with the slow play calling. Fake sweep's going to fire it, and his tight end was not even looking. A little bit of miscommunication there by the Lakeview Bulldogs. And those are the kind of things that you want to work on throughout practice. And fortunately, you know, the Raiders got a break there. Number 33 was only thinking about blocking instead of looking for the ball.
Yeah, there had to be some kind of a miscommunication. That stuff happens.
And it looks as if the Bulldogs are going to try a field goal here.
Well, they must have a fair amount of confidence in their kicking game.
They're going to attempt about a 42-yard kick. That would have been good. False start on the Bulldogs, though. That's going to push them back 5 more yards. They have that much confidence in their kicker. That looked good, and even more.
Yeah, he looked like he had enough power in that kick to make it from even 5 yards back. Let's see if they try it again, or maybe go with the punt. Oh, it looks like they're going to try it again.
Number 24, Sean McBride, 5'9", 160-pound junior for the Bulldogs. Excuse me, McBride's the holder. Jim McHale, I believe, number 4, is their kicker. And main wide receiver. At 6'3" and 205, he's got to have a lot of bulk. Once again, back for the kick, and that one's not going to have it. Wide right, and the Raiders are going to pick up where the Bulldogs left off. So another lucky break for the Raider defense here. Get the turnover, and then they got the false start. And hopefully the offense can get some spark going. I mean, they look good with that completion there, but then they kept it seemed like they were going to run the same play over and over. Can't quite do that. The Bulldogs eventually picked up on it. And the Raiders aren't exactly going to pick up where the Bulldogs left off. They'll start on their own 20 once again. Haven't had the great field position that the Bulldogs have had, but nonetheless their defense has kept points off the board. Here it's going to get the quick handoff to Derek Martin, and the defense is all over. Number 62, number 64, number 56, and number 33 of the Lakeview Bulldogs, the front 4. Just a very aggressive bunch.
Yes. It looks like they're ready for the run. Look for the Raiders to keep doing some of that play action and trying to mix the run in there, maybe get something started.
3 receivers set, 4 receivers set, one of them that we were looking for. It's going to be Baker Alston Jr. Lewis, Heron's going to toss it over to Booth. Booth is going to go for the first down, gets it, and a couple extra yards. First down, Raiders. 9-yard completion there to Andrew Booth, and that seems to be the way for the Raider offense. Pass, pass, pass.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to have to do it backwards today. Pass to set up the run instead of the way it's usually done.
Kind of like the Cleveland Browns are on the field.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
6 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in the first quarter. The score is still 0-0. Fair now in motion. Going to get the handoff, looking for the power sweep to the right. Going to get past a few defenders, pick up 9, maybe 10 yards, and enough for the first down. Nice play, beautifully set up by the Red Raiders and the wing T offense. And, of course, that wasn't enough for the first down. 2 first downs in a row for the Red Raiders. One more, and they just might be on fire. Booth, Alston Jr., Baker, and Lewis, the wide receivers, as Derek Martin, the lone back in the backfield. Quick handoff to Mike Baker, and he's going to pick up a nice 3, maybe 4-yard carry on that one. Ball now just right under the 45-yard line. And it looks like as if the Raiders may march into Bulldog territory for the first time this evening. Morgan Lewis wide right. Booth wide left. Jamie Farron and Mike Baker. Heron's going to hobble back into shotgun mode. Play action once again. Heron looking for the deep throw. Trying to hit Morgan Lewis. And almost catches that. Mind you of your days at quarterback there, Logan?
Maybe not quite that far, but yeah, I remember a couple of those.
Got a little excited there. Hey, that's all right. It's Red Raider football. They're calling it 3rd and 8. That's a rather long 3rd and 8 if you ask me. Nonetheless, they have to pick up the first down here. Here we go with the same 4 receivers set. Booth is looking to call for it. Heron, I think, is going to look for Booth. Instead, Heron's going to try to toss it out to Lewis again. Lewis picks it up and gets more than the first down. Spins out of a tackle. Wide open. Touchdown, Red Raiders.
That was a nice job by Morgan Lewis to break free from his defender and take that on the inside.
And number 25, Justin Rush, has just been embarrassed by Morgan Lewis. 6 points on the board now for the Red Raiders. And like I said, they need that quick strike to stay in the game. They certainly got it. They're going to go for 2 here, I believe. No, they're going to go with the extra point. Heron, the kicker. Last year had some trouble in the kicker spot. Let's see if they settled it out this year. Heron, a straight back kicker. It's up. And it's good. They get the extra point. 7-0. Your Raiders lead it with 4:53 to go here in the first quarter. And that was just sloppy play by the Bulldog defense.
Mike, that was a great play. I think we should take another look at that one.
And here we see Booth was calling for it, as you can see up top, yet Heron knew who he's looking for. Lewis seems to be his go-to guy. Heron dropping back, almost sacked, gets the ball off though.
Oh yeah, take a look at that move. Did you see how he kind of moved to the inside to take that in front of the one guy but behind the other? That was excellent.
7 points on the board now for the Raiders, 0 for the Bulldogs. And that was sloppy play by the Bulldog defense. You said nice move by Lewis. Yes, but also, where were the defenders at? They just kind of let him slide by.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you there. It was a nice play, but it was also some high school play, you know. A little bit of a mistake there by the defense.
So for the first time tonight, the Raiders will be kicking the ball off to the Bulldogs. Kicking for the Raiders looks to be Mike Baker. Back to receive for the Lakeview Bulldogs will be number 1, Brent McCullough, number 20, Josh Province, and number 25, Justin Rush, who had just been embarrassed on the previous play. 7-0, the Raiders lead it. And there's the kick for the Bulldogs. Going to be a bit short. Province is going to rush up and catch it right about at the 23-yard line. Looking to get past, slips a little bit, breaks the tackle, still on his feet. And still on his feet, number 27's finally going to bring him down, though, on the Raider 40, Moses Jackson. And he got quite far against the special teams of the Raiders.
Yeah, there were a couple of missed tackles there.
Then again, Josh Province has looked like a pretty decent running back so far. So I'm sure the special teams will get a talking to. And the defense once again on the field for the Red Raiders. 88 wide to the right. Ryan Coupler, number 4. Jim McHale wide out to the left. Power eye once again in the backfield. Quick handoff to the fullback, number 5. Matt Nero, he's going to rumble up there for about 3 yards. Going to make it 2nd and 7 for the Lakeview Bulldogs. Four minutes and 30 seconds left to go here within the first quarter. 7-0, your Raiders lead it. And it looks like there was a penalty against the Raiders there, and that's going to move them up quite a bit. Ball now on the 31-yard line of the Red Raiders. And this is where the Bulldogs have spent most of the night in Red Raider territory, yet haven't been able to do anything with it. Would have gotten 3 on the board, but that penalty just knocked him back. McHale just couldn't kick it that far. Coupler and McHale once again the receivers. Huffman now getting handed off to Nero once again. And the defensive linemen are right there to stop it. Give that to Derek Martin. And number 54, Scott Hatterick.
Still enough to move the chains, though. They keep moving the chains.
Ball now on the 27-yard line. So far they've kept him right around the area. They haven't broken to the red zone yet. Coupler and McHale once again. The receivers is Nero and Province are the backs. And he's going to fumble it. Number 33 is going to roll right on top of it. Raider ball. Number 33, Chris Stefanski is right there. As Khalif James causes the fumble with the sack. And like we said, that speed just straight through the lineman. Forget about brute strength and clogging the gaps. Just shoot through the gaps.
That's worked for them on that play anyway.
2 turnovers now for the Bulldogs, 1 for the Raiders. And the offense, once again, takes the field. Ball on the 36-yard line, 1st and 10, and the Raiders are looking to score once again. They're now in motion. Heron's going to hand it off to Martin. Derek Martin trying to rumble up the field. He's going to pick up about 3, maybe 4 on that one.
Yeah, it looked like he went in a little high, though. If he would have lowered his head, I think he could have taken him for a few more yards.
Certainly things the Raiders still have plenty of time to work on throughout this season. They're going to give him 3 on that. 2nd and 7 for the Red Raiders. 4 receivers set once again. Lewis, Baker, Booth, and Austin Jr. Heron's going to try to scramble, gets through, ball comes loose, and hopefully Baker pounced on it. I think he might have before any Bulldog defender got a hold of him. Bulldogs saying they have it. The pile's coming up,
and they do.
And they came up with it. Baker didn't get there in time, and it looks as if Province picked it up for the Bulldogs. Josh Province has been all over already, an MVP of the game for the Bulldogs. So now, once again, the Raiders have turned it over. 2 turnovers apiece. So every time it seems as if one team gets a turnover, the other one pops it right back. It looks as if they got a new quarterback in number 10, Kevin Albert now. And Khalif James right there. James all over the field on the defense. What a way to stop that play.
Wow, looks like he hit the counter before the guy even got the ball. I'm surprised that that wasn't a fumble.
Good play there by the defense. And that was quite surprising. Maybe the Bulldogs are quite unsettled at quarterback. We've seen Huffman in for quite a few series. Now Kevin Albert gets a chance to play with the Bulldogs. McHale and number 26, Jason Williams, receivers for the Bulldogs. Nero and Province once again the backs in the backfield. Matt Nero once again going to get it, gets past Khalif James and almost the whole defense. But Morgan Lewis is there for the stop. And that's definitely going to be a 1st down. Once again, moving the ball. So far, haven't broken into the red zone or the end zone. So at least the Raider defense is, it's kind of like a bend but don't break.
I don't know if that's going to work for them, though. They got to start toughening up, or they're going to eventually break through.
Especially against a lot of good NEC opponents this year, but we'll worry about them later. Albert now in the option, and Khalif James right there along with Jamie Farron. That's going to be a 4-yard loss on the play, and James is all over. And no one can get him to settle down. He's going crazy all over the field. I think even the refs talked to him for a moment about that. Gee, boy, settle down.
Yeah, he's looking like an animal out there. That's the kind of players that any football coach likes to have.
And definitely something the Raiders need on their defensive line. Second and 12 now for the Lakeview Bulldogs. Quick feed right up to Matt Nero. He's going to pound it up the middle. Mike Baker was there for the stop. Gain of about 8 on the play. Going to be about 3rd and 4 now for the Lakeview Bulldogs. Less than a minute to go here in the first quarter here at Jack Britt Memorial Stadium. Your score here is the Red Raiders 7, the Lakeview Bulldogs nothing. And it's kind of interesting to see the Raiders open up with a different opponent. For so long it has been Crestwood, excuse me.
How long has it been, Mike? Do you know?
Probably a good 3 years now, maybe even 4. Now they open up with Cortland Lakeview, who always seems to have our number in basketball, and hopefully we can turn the tides here in football. Nice stop, though, by Derek Martin and number 54, Scott Hatterick. To stop Justin Rush. Looks like they're now going to bring the chains up on the field, see how close they are on 4th down here.
This is a welcome timeout for the Lakeview Bulldogs. I'm sure that they appreciate this measurement. Gives them a chance to regroup without having to use a timeout.
They've had quite a few measurements their way this evening. I think he's going to be short, and they're going to give it to him anyways. So 22.3 seconds the scoreboard reads here. They finally broke into the red zone on the 19 3/4 yard line. And now it looks as if Lakeview's going to take another timeout. To me, it looks like their offense is just unsettled. You know, the Raiders have the same set of guys in there. Lakeview's been having a whole lot of guys. I don't think that the whole let's stay fresh on offense works. On defense, it does. Keeping the fresh people in on defensive line, don't have your big guys get all worn out. But not on offense. You need to have a set. You know what I mean, Logan?
Yes, they're kind of unsettled, though, obviously. Like you said, they must be having kind of a controversy like we have in past years.
So Lakeview lets the time run out, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter here. Your score is the Harvey Red Raiders 7, the Cortland Lakeview Bulldogs 0. And let's hope to keep the goose egg on the board. What do you say, Logan?
Yeah, but they're going to have to toughen up on defense. I know that they got those couple of turnovers, but we're really going to look for them to just make some good, solid stops on this couple next series.
You know what, though, Logan? I'll tell you what hasn't been helping them. Field position. The Bulldogs have not had to start within their own territory once on offense.
That's true. They got stuck inside their own 20, and they just never got out of that give and take with the Bulldogs inside their own 50.
So the Raider defense trots onto the field. Hopefully that they can toughen up like you said, Logan. I totally have to agree with you there. Even these measly yards, that's still not looking good. Just think about when we get into NEC play, especially with Lakeside and Jefferson, with their huge bruising fullbacks and running backs. That's just the type of play that the NEC is. And it looks like they're even seeing a little bit of it tonight against with Josh Province from the Bulldogs. Rushing near in the backfield for the Bulldogs. Wide out to the right's going to be McHale once again. Albert still in that quarterback for the Bulldogs. Once again, the long snap with the cadence possibly. I'm not quite sure. I'm not down there. Rush is going to get the handoff, and 3 Raiders were in the backfield before he could even reach the line of scrimmage.
Now that's the kind of stuff we're looking for right there. Let's hope they can keep that coming.
Hedrick Baker and Derek Martin all over that play. A lot of two-way players for the Raiders this year. Especially with Martin, Baker, Alston, Jr., Booth, Lewis.
Yeah, practically 5 or 6 guys are really going both ways for them this year.
Bulldogs now setting the off eye. Albert once again looking for something. Going to the play action, excuse me. Going to hit a receiver, number 33 over the middle, Mike Manfredi. And it seems as if the Raiders were stacking up for the run there. Kind of got burned on that play.
Yeah, we haven't really seen too many passes by Lakeview tonight. Kind of must have come as a surprise to the Raiders as well.
Ball now on the 5-yard line. This is do or die time here for the Raiders. Want to keep that goose egg on the board? Prove it to us now. McHale wide out to the left at tight end number 33, Mike Manfredi, who had that nice play right there, rushing near in the backfield. And there's some miscommunication. Khalif James is there alongside Mike Baker. First stop in the backfield.
Well, this is interesting. They just got stuffed on this first play. Do they go back to the run right up the middle again, just try and power it in? Or do they try something a little tricky, maybe a pitch out or a play action pass? We'll look to see what they do here.
Again, that looked very similar to that play action pass that just happened before.
Yeah, they must run that out of the same set.
Double tight end set now. Looks like a power motion as they got McHale all the way out on the left. Maybe a little decoy going on. And they've changed quarterbacks now. Huffman now back in. And they're going to hand it up the middle. And he got nowhere once again. Matt Nero once again with the call and not going anywhere.
So far, the Raiders are standing tough.
3rd down now for the Bulldogs, and you got to be wondering if they're going pass here. 2 straight plays right up the middle get you nothing. What are you going to do? Number 26 and number 20 now on the field for the Bulldogs. That'll be Josh Province and Jason Williams. Province in the backfield. That's not exactly a good thing for the Red Raiders. 3 backs now in the backfield for the Lakeview Bulldogs. Gonna swing it out there, and people are in the backfield. He's stopped by number 20, Joe Dinalo.
Stop cold. He just denied him. That was a great play there by Joe Dinalo to get in the backfield and take him down.
Joe Dinalo all over the field last year and finally gets his number called here tonight. But one heck of a play to get your number called on.
Yeah, that was a big play for this team.
Loss of 1 on that one. Way to get in the backfield. And they're going to go for it on 4th and goal. Big play here for the Bulldogs and the Raiders. Number 85, Matthews in motion now. Raiders looking a little confused here. Huffman going to roll out to the right on a bootleg, whips it out into the end zone, overthrows McCullough. Red Raiders ball. And like you said, they're not too set with that passing, and it showed right there.
Yeah, it looked like he had him beat.
McCullough was right there, could have had the reception, touchdown, and everything. And just overthrew him.
That's still a difficult pass to make, though. Throwing towards the corner when you're just trying to complete the pass.
Yeah, but it's not as if he was throwing against his body. You know, he had the momentum going with him.
That's very true. It's still a tough pass to make. Believe me, as a quarterback, I know that.
I was about to say, I've never been a quarterback, couldn't tell you about it. Here going to get Farron in motion, and Farron's going to sweep out to the right here, getting past everybody, almost breaks past the secondary, gets it out to about the 17, 18-yard line. 1st down, Red Raiders. So it looks as if the Red Raiders are now getting set, finding every weakness of the Bulldogs' defense. Clock keeps rolling here. Jack Britt, 8:18 to go here in the half. Taking a look out at the Bulldogs defense, they have a lot of two-way players as well. So it's kind of an even match altogether. Quick handoff to Derek Martin, then Heron just kind of rolled around in the backfield. Martin's going to pick up about 4 or 5 on that.
Yeah. Something happened on that play. I know Tony Heron just tripped coming back to give that handoff. That's not something you want to see with your quarterback.
Well, I'm just glad he got the ball off. For a second there, I thought he might have still had the ball in his hands and lost it again like he did the other 2 times.
Yeah, we were all worried.
Here we go now. Looks like the 4 receivers set. Lewis, Farron, Booth. Farron's going to go in motion here. Heron bootlegging out to the left, looking for somebody. Pops it over to Martin in the middle. Does he complete the pass? No, he says he caught it off the ground. Penalty markers fly anyways. And it's going to be a face mask against the Red Raiders. Disheartening play. 2nd and 4. Can't complete the pass. You could deal with that. You got a 3 and 4 coming up, but the penalty just throws it all away. Oh, that's going to drop him back quite a bit. Holding is the official call. It first looked like a face mask from up here. 10-yard penalty on the Raiders. 2nd down and 13 now. So I would definitely want to call a pass here if I were the Raiders, but maybe you don't want to be Captain Obvious.
Maybe a little deception might be. That's what they tried last time, and it didn't work. I'd look for them to pass right here.
Baker in motion. He's going to get it once again, and more penalty markers fly. Maybe a false start, too quick on the movement in the backfield. That's just one of those things with that wing T offense that you got to get settled down here. And it will be against the Raiders. False start. Illegal motion. False start nonetheless. Just moving before the ball snapped. And they just keep going back further and further. Come on, guys. Bulldog territory. Not back in your own. At least it's still second down. Second down and 18 with 6:56 to go here in the half. And maybe they can get something out of this drive. Still, all is not lost yet. Heron dropping back quickly and tried to hand it off to Martin with a draw, and the Bulldog defense just read that. Just read that. 4 guys in the backfield for the Bulldogs, and running's just not going to work.
Obviously, well, we're going to hope that it can because they can't keep relying on the pass. The Bulldogs have been all over the run thus far, though.
Yes, they have. They've seen very vulnerable against the pass, though, as we've seen, especially with Morgan Lewis's touchdown catch. The Raiders are very lucky that the score's not even up here. Third down and 18 now for the Red Raiders. Heron going to take the snap. Same set once again. Heron going to bootleg out to the right. Jukes the defender. Still going. He's going to keep it this time. Picks up maybe a couple yards. Definitely way far away from that first down.
And again, we'll get to see the designated punter, Stefan Portik. Something you don't usually see in high school football. A punter's usually another player.
Yeah, kind of like what the Bulldogs have going on with their wide receiver and their kicker. Have yet to see their punter, though. So Portik, like you said, though, with his separated shoulder, a very unfortunate injury for himself. He's going to be punting from the end zone. Hopefully he gets a little more boot in his leg from his last punt. High snap, gets it, though. Nice kick, definitely better than his first one. McCullough's going to drop it, loose ball, and he picks it back up. Almost a very lucky play to go the Raiders' way once again. Scott Hadrick down on the coverage and just seconds away from picking up the ball. So once again, the Raider defense trots onto the field. And once again, the Bulldogs get the ball in Raider territory. Keep telling you, they get that advantage. Number 11, Corey Huffman of the Bulldogs staying in at quarterback now. Once again with that power eye set and one wide receiver out with double tight ends. Huffman going to hand it off there to Province, and Mike Baker's in the backfield. That speed is just working so well for the Raiders, getting everyone in the backfield quickly.
Raiders defense looks like it has definitely tightened up since the first quarter. This is a very encouraging thing, and I'm sure the coaches are happy with their play in the second quarter.
Loss of 4 on the play. Second down and 14, I believe. On the field it's 3, but they're fixing it now. Less than 5 to go here in the half. Hopefully the Raiders can get the ball back. But the way they're playing defense right now, anything is possible. Huffman once again going to hand it off to Nero on a counter, and Nero's going to rumble up for about 5-6, picked up a couple from where they started. Going to make it long, 3rd and 8 though. So if the Raiders get a stop here, we might actually get to see the Bulldog punter. They're definitely not going to try a field goal once again. McHale and McCullough are the wide receivers here as the lone back looks to be number 25, Justin Rush. Huffman's going to drop back to pass, looking for somebody, whips it out there, and it's going to be picked off by number 1, Jamie Farron, as it bounces off McHale. Farron running up the right sideline is knocked out of bounds on the 44-yard line. What a play by Jamie Farron. Just stay awake in that play and watching what was happening.
Yeah, that was a great turnover for the Raiders, but they're lucky they didn't get called for pass interference. There was a little bumping going on around there in the secondary.
Well, I didn't get it quite to see that. Of course, if the wide receiver's playing around with the bumping, the defender's going to be allowed to bump back.
Absolutely. The refs are going to let him play a little bit, and I like that. It's a good thing they're not deciding who's winning the game.
Football is a physical sport. Too many rules ruin it. Tony Heron going to drop back looking for the quick strike to Lewis. Gets him. Lewis jukes out a couple defenders. Brought down from behind from number 20, Josh Province. First down for the Red Raiders. And what I tell you, the defense just had to get something going, and the offense has got the spark now, it seems.
The Raiders are rolling. Let's look for them to score another touchdown before time runs out. They have plenty of time on the clock, so that shouldn't come into play.
And I'm telling you, this is the most exciting opening game that I can remember. Maybe that doesn't say much, but hey, they're doing one heck of a job right now. I'm enjoying this. How about you, Logan?
Oh yeah, I am too. It's fun to watch them.
Heron scrambling around. He's going to pick up a first down. Takes a couple hits, but hey, that's what he likes. First down for Tony Heron. Way to get out of that pressure in the backfield.
Excellent job of scrambling by Tony Heron there.
2 quick first downs once again for the Raiders, and that keeps spelling success. Ball on the 31. Clock still moving. 3:09 to go here in the first half. Jamie Fair now running and playing. Hopefully, maybe he's looking to get his number called here tonight. Mainly Morgan Luce is the to-go-to guy, but he's been proving himself. Heron's now looking for somebody. Screen it over to Farron. Nicely set up there. Farron's going to get tripped up, though. Gain of 6 on the play.
Good job of north-south running by Jamie. He didn't waste any time. He just caught the ball and ran straight up field. Excellent job right there by him.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that screen play, but the Raiders set that up pretty nicely, especially I seen number 77, Tyler Schaefer, out there, just getting the blocks on the wide receiver, or excuse me, the defensive backs. Getting a little mixed up here. Lewis looking to get his number called here. Heron's going to drop back, is looking, and he's going to get sacked. Loses the ball. And it looks as if the Bulldogs have picked it up, and they have. Quick look to be like a safety blitz there by number 44, Mike Frangemore. And once again, a turnover plus for the Raiders turns in a turnover minus for the Raiders. So both teams turning over the ball 3 times. Scoreboard says 7-0. Yeah, it's been a pretty exciting game. What do you say, Logan?
Yeah, no one's really taken this advantage of their turnovers. You had the one big play by the Raiders, but other than that, it's been pretty back and forth between the two.
Timeout by the Raiders here. Wonder what Coach Buskirk is telling his guys out there. With 2:07 to go, anything's still possible. Maybe a little 2-minute drill scenario. We'll find out here. And like I've said once, and I'll say it again, Harvey's still very lucky. For the first time, though, the Bulldogs don't have the ball within their own territory. And I wonder how far they're going to advance this time.
Yeah, Lakeview has been playing with their cadence a little bit. Let's look for them maybe to use a shorter cadence this time as opposed to the long cadence that they've been using for quite a while. Maybe try and catch Harvey napping.
Well, have you seen Mike Baker wanting to get aggressive by that line, taunting? It looks like he's as if he's taunting the line, wanting to get back there, but good thing he hasn't slipped up yet. So not many words from Coach Buskirk, but I'm sure they were wise ones. Raiders in the 4-4 set. Looks like they're going to send up about 8 people in the box. They're looking for that maybe quick Nero counter up the middle. Huffman's going to instead give it up to Justin Rush. Rush is looking to get past everybody. Can't quite get past Mike Baker and Jamie Fair, and assists on the tackle. Give him 5 on the play. 2nd and 5 for the Lakeview Bulldogs.
Gain of 5. Brings up the 2nd down and 5.
Two wide receivers set once again for the Bulldogs with 2 backs in the backfield. Quick hit to Nero once again up the middle. Not going to be as successful as the previous ones. 2-yard rumble up the middle, make it 3rd and 3 for the Bulldogs. 1 minute and 21 seconds here to go within the half. Actually 1:16. The clock is still ticking on the Bulldogs. On their own 33-yard line with 3 yards to go to make a first down for the Bulldogs. That 4-4 defense of the Raiders is pressing. Huffman with the cadence once again, going to get it over to Province. Province makes a nice move, but it's going to get met up by Jamie Farron and number 22, Jason Spielman.
This is going to be close. I'm thinking they're going to send out the chains.
Once again. And they might just be giving them the first down, and I think they are. Ball now on the 36-yard line for the Lakeview Bulldogs. Looking to get something going, but with less than a half minute to go here, not much can be done. Huffman going to hand it off to number 31, who just drives his feet and gets all over the Raider defense. Looks as if he picked up a first down, and the Bulldogs are going to call a timeout. Number 31, John Ramirez, that's his first look into the game, and he makes a quick impression on the Raiders defense. 17.3 ticks on that scoreboard, and that'll end the first half here. Looked pretty good, actually, in my opinion, for the Red Raiders.
They played well. Let's hope that nothing goes wrong for them in these next 17 seconds. Let's hope they can just hold them like they should. And, well, actually, not like they should, because anything can happen. And they're sending out the measuring crew now.
Lakeview's just seeming to have a love and affair with those chains. And they're short, inches. I finally got one right this time. I think just Buskirk's telling them to play conservative, stay at home. You know, sometimes the Raiders seem to just over-pursue, and that's when they get them big gains up the middle.
It's a common problem among a lot of teams, over-pursuing. You know, you see the ball, you want to go after it, and then you find out that someone else, they've ran a reverse or something.
So once again, everybody gets set here. Looks like they're going to hand it off to Ramirez once again. Not as tricky as it was last time. And I think the Bulldogs clock is stopped. I want to tell you there's first down. That's what I want to tell you. 12 ticks to go here in the half. The clock is now running. Looks to be one final play. Huffman's going to snap it, so there's going to be another final play. Oh, hey, you got to stop that clock.
All-out bomb. They're going to probably test the quarterback's arm, see if he can make it to the end zone or somewhere therein.
I think we've seen maybe 3 pass attempts from the Bulldogs all evening.
I'm interested to see what happens here.
They're only going to have 1 back in the backfield, 2 tight ends, 3 wide receivers. Huffman once again with that cadence. It's going to drop back. Everyone's looking to blitz. Huffman's just going to whip it to nobody. Andrew Booth laid out for the interception. Didn't happen, and there's still another final play with 3.6 seconds on the clock. Huffman, it looks like he just didn't see anybody open and just threw it. And Andrew Booth's kind of getting slow to be getting up here. I wonder if he hurt himself trying to lay out for that.
Looks like he just got the wind knocked out of him or a little bruise or something. He should be all right. Football injury.
They're going to take him off the field, though. Morgan Lewis is coming in. Wonder if the Bulldogs caught that. Maybe see if it's going to be a weakness. 3 receivers once again. Mikhail McCullough, and it looks to be number 84, Chris Carbone. Excuse me, 85. Instead, they're going to run and then sweep around. Did catch the Raiders off guard. Not going to get in the end zone down. And that's going to be the end of the first half. Your score here at Jack Britt Memorial Stadium is the Red Raiders 7, the Lakeview Bulldogs 0. Well, there's a penalty on the play that
It went against Lakeside, though, so the half will end.
So once again, your score here is the Harvey Red Raiders 7, the Cortland Lakeview Bulldogs 0. We'll be back with second half action right after this.
They're kicking.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Red Raider football here on WHHS Channel 30. As we get ready to start the second half here, as the Red Raiders got the ball in the first half, they're going to be kicking it away, and once again Mike Baker will be kicking off for the Red Raiders. Your score right now is the Red Raiders 7, the Lakeview Bulldogs 0. And you know, one thing I was talking about with Logan here throughout the half is the main difference I'm seeing here between these two teams is the quarterback comparison with passing yards. You take a look at Tony Heron, 6 of 10 throwing, that's a 60% completion rate, that's pretty good. 95 yards and a touchdown to Morgan Lewis. Now you take a look at Lakeview's quarterback, Corey Huffman, 0 of 6.
Yes, absolutely. And Tony's statistics haven't been padded either. He hit at least 2 long passes. More about that after the kick.
Baker's going to kick away, and McCullough looks like he's going to feel it. He's going to let it roll past him. Little miscommunication in the backfield. Nice blocking, though, by the special teams, and McCullough's running through everybody, and he's going to be run over by number 22, Jason Spielman.
Yeah, he hit the one pass, I'm talking about Tony, the one pass to Morgan Lewis, but he also hit that first pass. That play action was 15 plus. So we're seeing that Tony has a very good arm.
Another thing with the offense difference is Cortland Lakeview is just pounding it. The Red Raiders have not one running back with over 4 times carrying the ball.
So they're mixing it up.
And looking very good out in the field. Little equipment mix out there on the field, and second half play looks like it's going to start here. Huffman in the backfield at quarterback for the Bulldogs with the 2-back set once again. Bulldogs going to hand it off here to number 31, who's getting past everybody. Number 31, John Ramar, who's ended the first half with a couple good runs, starts the second half off with another good one.
Excellent run by him. I wouldn't be surprised if we see them pounding it with him now, rather than Josh Providence as they used in the first half.
And a first down right away, and it seems the ball's on the 50-yard line. Haven't quite pounded into the territory yet, but very, very close. 2 receivers set here for the Bulldogs, and they're going to call a timeout quite early. And that could be a huge mistake if it comes down to the end of the game here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, there must have been some kind of a miscommunication. After that great run, I'm sure Lakeview would have liked to have got some momentum going, but I'm sure that Harvey wouldn't mind that timeout.
Of course, they're taking every timeout. You know, I don't think they may have called one earlier. The Bulldogs have been one laying out all the timeouts. So, you know, I'm sure Coach Buskirk's just trying to install some confidence in his players. It's the first game. Of course, they're going to be nervous and everything. Just probably tell them to calm down. You guys are doing pretty good so far. They haven't gave up any points. Let's just keep it that way. Play is going to resume here, and no confusion this time. Huffman at quarterback, 2 backs once again, Nero and probably Ramar once again. Number 88, Coupler goes into motion for the Bulldogs. Huffman going to hand it off to Ramar once again. Ramar is going to get tackled, shoestring tackled there by number 54, Scott Hatterick. Nice play there by the defensive line. Pickup of 3 though on the play. 2nd and 7 for the Lakeview Bulldogs. Going to bring McCullough and McHale now in the game for the Lakeview Bulldogs. They might actually try to pass once again. Of course, the 0 of 6 isn't going to help you out at all. Nero and Ramar in the backfield once again. The offense can't quite get set here for the Bulldogs. Finally do so, as McCullough and McHale are now on the right side. McHale in motion here. Huffman with his cadence once again is going to get the snap. Quick feed to Nero. The Raiders read it beautifully that time, though. Tackle goes to number 54, Scott Hedrick. Scott Hedrick's been all over everybody so far. A wonderful defensive player along with Khalif James, Joe Donalo, plenty more out there for the Red Raiders. 3rd and 4 now, 4-yard pickup on the game there for Matt Nero. So hopefully the defense can stick it out here, hold off that first down conversion that the Bulldogs are trying to convert here. Number 85, Trevor Matthews, comes into the game for the Bulldogs. Runs into motion over to the right side. Huffman with his cadence still nothing going on. Baker wanting to get aggressive, holding off though. Huffman's going to roll out to the right looking for somebody, whips it, and finds number 33, Mike Manfredi. And that's going to be his first completion.
That was an opportune time for Lakeview to make that completion too. First down, and they look like they're moving the ball inside Raider territory.
Actually, now that I think about it, I want to hear that was the second completion. I remember down when they were by the goal line, they had that 15-yard pass play over to Manfredi once again, who's open along the middle. When they ran twice with Nero straight up the middle, and they threw up the middle and caught the Raiders off guard.
That's right. Must have been a little mix-up by the stats crew for Harvey.
Everyone's messing up a little bit here. It's everybody's first game. Matt Nero gets the carry once again. Got hit hard by the Raiders, still held on to that ball and picked up 2 yards for the Lakeview Bulldogs. And I will give Matt Nero credit. He's kind of like a big guy, kind of like Eric Ridenour last year. I'm sure those of you do remember him. And both hands on the ball, you know what I mean? He's the big rock running through the line. That's exactly what he's probably there for. And he's not going to cough up the ball for you.
Yeah, they're Bulldogs. Those are the kind of guys you want to get maybe 10, 11 carries per game to.
McHale, a lone receiver for the Bulldogs. His 2 backs in the backfield once again, Nero and Ramar. He's going to hand it off here to Ramar. Ramar on the right side. He's going to drag a few defenders, pick up about 6 on the game.
Mr. Buskirk looking on. He not showing a lot of motion, but I'm sure there's a lot going on inside that man's head.
Well, the Bulldogs started inside their own territory, which means they had room to play with, and so far they're taking all the room that they can get. Ball now on the Raider 27-yard line.
8:19 to go, and it's 7-0, your Red Raiders.
Huffman once again going to get a quick handoff to Nero. Nero's going to get it up for the first down for the Lakeview Bulldogs. So exactly the kind of situations you need a guy like that for. And unfortunately, the Raiders don't have that, but the Raiders insist on speed, and so far it's worked.
Raiders haven't shown that toughness that they showed in the second quarter. They're looking to tighten up. They've been in the situation at least 3 times in the first half. Let's hope they can hold them again.
Ball now on the 23-yard line of the Raiders. The Bulldogs have been inside the red zone once, couldn't convert a touchdown or any amount of points whatsoever. McHale now in motion for the Bulldogs to the right side. Huffman now going to go back and hand it off to Nero. Nero up the middle, breaking through. Actually, he's just got open space to run in there.
Line's been doing a really nice job of blocking on this series. Obviously, the line doesn't get a lot of credit, but you had to admire that hole that they just created right there.
And somebody's hurt for the Red Raiders. Can't quite see who it is. I'm trying to pick through all the players. It may be Andrew Booth. No, it's not. I see him out there. I'm not exactly quite sure who that is out there. He's going to get up, though. It's Derek Martin, actually. Derek Martin getting up, though. Just maybe shaking up on a play, wind knocked out of him. Possibility.
He's walking off the field, though, in his own power. He looks like he's all right.
Maybe just got a good hit to the helmet there. That can happen where you just get knocked in your helmet and everything's just silly. He'll probably sit out probably till the end of this series. Two running backs in the backfield, Ramar and number 25, Justin Rush. Very interesting set. And they're going to quickly feed it to Ramar instead of Nero. Same results, though, 2 or 3 yards as you're trying to slam it through the middle of the defense. And Derek Martin comes back onto the field for the Red Raiders. So good to see that it wasn't a serious injury.
Chains are moving. Now they are just outside the 10-yard line. This is a good position for them to be in because they can shoot for the goal line and they can still pick up a first down and possibly go for it again.
Coach Buskirk once again maybe getting a little concerned out there now. It's been so many times that the Bulldogs have been in this situation, haven't got any points out of this though. Nice tackle by Scott Hatterick on John Ramar, excuse me. Shot right in that backfield. They're going to dump him for a loss of 4 on the play. 2nd and 14 for the Bulldogs. 6:46 to go here now in the third quarter of play. 7-0, your Red Raiders lead it.
Seems like Scott Hatterick has been stepping up big this game. You've called his name a lot. He and Khalif James have really done well this game defensively for the Raiders.
And they play on the same side of the ball too, which is quite surprising actually to be calling their name a lot. Huffman and the Bulldogs looking to get into the end zone for the first time this evening. Fake pitch, whips it out to Trevor Matthews, but he catches the ball on his knees, and that's not going to go anywhere. Maybe a yard or two gain on the play. We're going to give him a yard. 3rd and 13 for the Bulldogs. So although they still have that chance for that first down, it's quite a long 13 yards. Once again, the Bulldogs offense getting set here. Lamar in the backfield all by himself. McCullough and Marsh are the receivers. And that cadence finally got to the Raiders. Both Baker and I'm not quite else who jumped. Maybe Joe Dinalo.
Yeah, it looked like that whole right side pretty much was offsides.
Well, that's going to move the Bulldogs up a bit here.
They kept trying that cadence, and finally it looks like it worked. I'm kind of surprised they stuck with that long cadence after not working for so long.
Well, if you see one player biting, you just might get the whole sea to bite, and that's what Mike Baker was doing there. Mike Baker on the right side, just wanting to get in there. He's aggressive, and I'm glad he's aggressive. That's the kind of people you want in your defense, but you just can't overdo it sometimes. He might be playing a little bit at home now. Actually, not too bad. Huffman now going to hand it off to Nero. Nero's got a nice hole, and it looks like as if he broke into the end zone. Inside the 1-yard line. And that might be good enough for that first down you were talking about. And if so, that would be a blow to the Red Raiders.
Yeah, you definitely don't want them getting that first down inside the 1. Wow, this is going to be close.
I'm telling you, 3 different plays. They could try to pop it in once with Nero, once with Ramar, and then you could just go pass. Inches. 4th down and inches from the end zone.
That is half a ball length away that they are.
Now it's time for the Raiders to really step up here. I can tell the fans are getting into it by the rumble of the bleachers.
Fans are coming alive. It sounds like the sea out there.
4th and inches. This could mean the game right here. 4:47 to go. They're going to give it to Nero, and Nero looks as if he got in. They're looking, though. The refs are looking. And he got in right up the middle. Your score is now the Raiders 7, the Bulldogs 6. They still need that extra point to tie it up, or they could go for 2 for the whole lead.
But they have a lot of confidence in their kicker, it seems, considering that last 40-yarder that he attempted. I'm sure they'll try the extra point.
And he made the 40-yarder. That was amazing.
Absolutely.
You just don't see that at the high school level. Honestly, I think the longest high school field goal I've seen was 33 yards. And he made that. Had that penalty not come into effect, the Bulldogs would lead it right now. No pressure, gets in there quick enough, and it's up, and it's good. Your ball game is now tied. The Red Raiders 7, the Lakeview Bulldogs 7. But the Raider offense does get a chance to answer back here within the third quarter, 4:36 to go. So hopefully that doesn't demoralize the Red Raiders too much. Giving up any amount of points certainly hurts your team, but you just don't want it to affect your whole mindset.
Resiliency is an asset. If they let this get them down, then I'm sure that they won't have much success as a team. Let's look for them to bounce back and hopefully score.
Special teams coach out there now, Coach Green. I think he's the special. He might even be the. He's labeled as an assistant coach, so he has a whole ton of jobs, I bet you. Kind of just, I think he's trying to regroup his players. Hey, we gave up 7. All right, we have 7. It's okay. It's tied. It's like it's 0-0 once again. Let's go out there and get some points. Back deep for the Red Raiders to receive will be number 3, Kevin Alston Jr., number 32, Mike Baker. The short men will be number 19, Mike Smith, and number 43, who's not labeled on the roster. Don't you just hate when that happens?
I believe that would be Andre Smith, if I'm not mistaken.
Could be. I don't see his name anywhere on here. And once again, McHale kicking off for the Lakeview Bulldogs. Nice deep kick. Going to be fielded by Mike Baker. Baker now running at full speed through into the Bulldog defense, and they're going to maul him at the 20-yard line. Can't seem to get past that 20-yard line on kickoffs.
Yeah, well, their kicker is really an asset for them, though. You can see how deep he's been putting the ball and what strength he has in his leg. Lakeview must really enjoy having a kicker of that caliber.
Maybe they specifically bred him from a young age. You never know. Nowadays they come up with everything and anything.
You never know.
1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. Heron going to get it over to Farron. Farron getting through quite a few people, going to pick up 4 yards on the screen, maybe 5. So that's a good, decent gain on 1st down. Going to make it 2nd and 4 for the Red Raiders. Now the offense seems to be running pretty good, but one thing I'm starting to notice here is not a whole lot of variety in the play calling. Heron going to wheel it over to Derek Martin. Martin trying to get up the middle there. Gets maybe 2 on that one. It's going to make it 3rd and 4 for the Red Raiders.
I think the time is ripe for something of a little fake or a little counter, a little reverse or something. They've got that whole left side of the field open. They've been pounding the right. Let's look for them to do a little trickery here.
Booth, Baker, Farron, and Lewis make up the 4-receiver set once again for the Red Raiders. Farron looking for somebody hitting the left side, trying to hit Morgan Lewis, and just couldn't get it in his hands.
Good attempt by Lewis. You saw him lay out there. I like to see a guy go for the football like that.
And once again, Mr. Stephen Portick is on the field for the Red Raiders punt squad. His last punt, though, was a beauty. Hopefully he can clone that one here. Gets a snap, handles it beautifully, gets it up, past the block, and it lands out of bounds at about the 48-49 yard line for the Lakeview Bulldogs. They're just going to lay it right on the 50. So now the defense is on the field, and it's the side that's even under the microscope even more right about now. They just gave up that touchdown, you know, so hopefully they're just not letting it get to them too much. Maybe they'll regroup here.
Yeah, they've had Lakeview has had worse field position than they have most of the game. Let's hope that the Raiders don't let them march back into their own territory.
Once again, the Bulldogs get set on offense. Three receiver set here, not seen very often, and hasn't been really used for the pass either. Huffman now going to hand it to Ramar. Ramar's going to get chased down by Martin and drugged down by Derek Martin for a 3-yard loss on the play. Good defense there by Derek Martin.
That was a hardcore play there by Martin. He was chasing him outside, and he just grabbed onto his jersey and held on. Excellent play by the lineman.
Jeremy Brown now coming into the game for the Red Raiders. Trying to get somebody to plug up the middle there.
And if anyone can do it, it's Jeremy. He's a big boy, and I'm sure that he will not have a problem holding that down.
Very physical guy.
Absolutely.
Once again, the Bulldogs are set with 2 backs in the backfield, 2 wide receivers out to the left. Huffman with the cadence. It's worked once all night. He's going to hand it to Ramar. Ramar trying to get out to the outside. And number 60, nice play. Give it up to Billy Noble and Scott Handrick there with the assist. And they're definitely pushing the Bulldogs way back into their territory. Going to be about a 3rd and 17 now for the Bulldogs. Just almost forces your team to pass. And I believe the Bulldogs as a team are 2 for 7 of passing. Two receivers once again. Mikhail McCullough, 2 backs in the backfield, Nero and Mirar. Huffman's going to hand it off to on a kind of a reverse there to McCullough. He's getting past everybody. Derek Martin finally answers the call. He gains maybe 1, maybe 2 on the play. Well, the play was designed nicely, but the Raiders were just spread out the field too much. And
yeah, I think that took a little bit too much long to develop. By the time he was actually coming around the end, the defense had already broken through the line.
And for the first time tonight, the Lakeview Bulldogs will punt to the Red Raiders. Mike Baker now back to receive. High snap, handles it beautifully though, gets it off rather quickly. And Baker, I think, is going to let it bounce. Takes a Raiders bounce right around to the 30-yard line. And besides turnovers, that may be the Raiders' best field position all evening. And you know, when they don't get the ball on a turnover, they don't lose it.
You know, after thinking about that, you're right. It seems like only when they get the ball off of a turnover,
they cough it right back up.
Yeah.
Here now once again with 3 backs, fair in motion, calling for it. Going to give it over to Mike Baker. Baker jukes from the in to the out, and host the Bulldogs are there to meet him. Hi, Mike. How you doing? You're on the ground. Loss of about a yard on the play there. 2nd and 11 now for the Red Raiders.
And they're going to hurry-up mode. Wow.
39 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. I wonder why. Almost picked off by number 20, Josh Province. Been all over for the Bulldogs and almost got an easy 6. Now that would have been the game maker.
Well, yeah, Harvey was looking to surprise Lakeview, but Lakeview almost surprised them with an interception for a touchdown.
Booth calling for it once again, always trying to call his number. Heron got some kind of hand signals out there, looking for something. Heron deep back to pass. Gets out of the sack, is trying to scramble once again, and just doesn't work this time. Met up by number 33, Mike Monfredi.
Flag on the play, though. Let's see if this isn't some kind of a holding call.
Face mask, holding on the Raiders. Not exactly their kind of night. The Bulldogs are going to decline it anyways, though. And I believe it's... Yeah, 4th down. Stephen Portick's coming out on the field to punt. So tried to hurry up, didn't work. Tried to get another play off, holding. 2 bad plays in a row for the Raiders, and once again they have to give the ball up. Portick back to punt once again. Been good on his last 2. Snap goes over his head. Portick looking for what to do with it. Picks it up and he's going to throw it to somebody and throws it to the intentional grounding on Portick.
And in the end zone, that looks like, yep, it's definitely a safety on the Raiders.
Oh. And the Bulldogs are going to get the ball. So now your score, if it holds the call, 9-7, Lakeview.
Just a reminder of the rules. If there's an offensive penalty in their own end zone, then there is a safety call on the play. That's why there will be a safety assessed here.
I'll have to tell you what, though, Portick was thinking, though, and maybe it's just a second too quick. He knew to get rid of that ball, but just not in the right place.
Yeah, it looked like he might have still been inside the pocket, or maybe high school rules are different. Sometimes they're a little different from the NFL rules that a lot of us are used to.
The 9-7 lead now for Cortland Lakeview with 7 seconds to go within the third quarter.
This is definitely a blow to the Harvey, the whole Harvey team. That safety really hurt them.
The 7-0 lead at the half has melted away to a 9-7 advantage to the Lakeview Bulldogs. And it seems as if Lakeview always gets some kind of way to sneak in a victory against us. Even though there's still the fourth quarter left, though, so of course there's still room for optimism.
Yeah, let's not give up hope here.
Very interesting. I've never seen this before in high school. So I think even the refs are trying to go over it with themselves. They're like, wow, and you know.
Yeah, they're all consulting. They're kind of confused too, I'm sure. I bet there's a little bit of a, well, it looks like it's over now, but I bet there was a skirmish about the playbook, the rules, the high school rules.
Actually, we should take a look at who the long snapper was on that play exactly. Didn't help spark the whole start of the play.
That's where it all began.
And the man who messed up on the play, I believe, is going to kick it away. It wasn't exactly his fault. Snap went over his head, and he did the right thing by trying to get rid of it. Just not in the right spot. So I believe Portick will be able to get a running start to the 20 to boot it away. And he will. He boots it. Decent kick. About 20 yards. Takes an even bounce. And everybody's jumping all over the place trying to get a piece of the ball. And the Bulldogs do have it.
I'm not sure, Mike, but I think that's counted as a kickoff. If the Raiders would have recovered that, I think it would have been their ball. That's why there was the mass of people fighting over the ball this time.
Well, the Bulldogs once again start off in Red Raider territory. Defense needs to do something here. Hold them if you want your team to get back on the board. And by the looks of the scoreboard, the third quarter has ended. And so it has. So at the end of the third quarter in a freaky turn of events, the Cortland Lakeview Bulldogs lead it 9-7 over the Harvey Red Raiders. Always something seems to go against the Red Raiders in tight games like this. Very unfortunate.
Let's hope they can show some of that resiliency I was talking about. They are down, but definitely not out. If they can make a nice stop here, they perhaps can make a run at it on offense again. Maybe even get another series after that.
Well, there's a whole 12 minutes to play here. And yes, if they can stop the ball here and get their first series, we're talking about possibly getting another series. They have to stop the run. Plain and simple. Matt Nero's been running straight to the middle. John Ramar has also been coming around up the middle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They keep running the ball and eating up 5-6 minutes of the clock on their series like they did in the third quarter. That's not going to be an encouraging thing for the Raiders, especially if Lakeview puts it in again. Let's look for the stop right here.
First and 10 on the result of the safety. Lakeview Bulldogs now in offense. Two backs in the backfield, one lone wide receiver out to the right. Huffman going to hand it off to Nero, and he's met right away by Derek Martin. I think Derek knew what the call was going to be. He seemed to step up right to the line, didn't jump, watched what he was doing, but just met up with Matt Nero.
Yeah, he handled that play like he was in their huddle.
Second and 10 now for the Bulldogs. One good stop, 3 more to go here if the Raiders want to get the ball back. Three receivers set now for the Bulldogs. We've seen this a lot, and none of it has really resulted in a passing play whatsoever. Huffman going to hand it off to Nero once again. And Nero's going to break down for a first down, and plenty more yards to come with that. And so it seems as if the 3 receiver set is working out for the Bulldogs. They're spreading that field. Full first down now, and that stop you were once talking about there, Logan, just didn't happen.
Well, let's try it again right here.
Ball now on the 30-yard line. Now it seems as if the refs are having their own little bit of fun down there in the field. Can't quite handle the ball. Probably why he became a referee.
You don't know. Maybe he was a star back in his day.
Nonetheless, we're concentrating on the Raiders here. They need to stop. They need the ball back. Put the ball in Heron's hands and see what he can do.
It could just be me, but I think they're showing a little lack of pep here. Let's hope they're not disheartened, as it certainly appears they are. They're just standing around.
Yeah, not a real show of emotion there. I definitely am noticing that now.
You'd like to see some excitement, especially down in the 4th quarter.
Well, how about the Harvey band? They're always full of excitement.
Yeah, it's good to have a band like Harvey that'll pump you up when you're down.
Definitely stand behind our team, no matter what, win or lose. Coach Buskirk's out there, getting a little excited. I would like to see a little bit more. He looks about 7 on the 10 scale of excitement. You know, Coach Buskirk, when he played back at Ashtabula St. Johnson Paul in his day, was a second-team All-Ohioan. And that's a great honor, especially to be playing at such a small high school as St. Johnson Paul.
Yeah, that's an interesting fact. He must have been quite the player back in his day.
He was a 2-way lineman, actually. Hopefully he got some bonding there with the defensive lineman. They're going to stop the run here. Gets it to Ramar. Ramar's going to be tripped up. Scoots up there for about 4 yards. Make it 2nd and 6 for the Lakeview Bulldogs. And they just keep pounding and pounding into the Raider territory, deeper and deeper.
Yeah, one thing about Ramar is he always seems to fall forward. We haven't really seen him push back. He always seems to fall forward for that extra yard. That's something you really like out of a football player.
They're going to make it 2nd and 5. I think that's a bit of a stretch, but I'm not the ref. 10:38 to go here in the 4th quarter. 9-7, the Bulldogs lead it. Once again, handing it off to Nero, and the lineman seemed to stop it there, picked up maybe a yard. They're going to call it 3rd and 2, and that's all. I'm done arguing with the refs.
And time keeps on ticking.
Just what I was looking at, Logan. 2 minutes have elapsed from this quarter, and the Bulldogs seem in perfect control of the time clock. Up and now with the cadence once again. Gonna feed it to Nero once again. Nobody's over there. He rumbles for the first down and more.
Again, he runs it for 10, 12 yards and falls forward for the first down.
And it seems as if the Raiders are abandoning the end here. That seems where most of the runs are going, right outside the tackle. Number 26, Jason Williams, now in for the Cortland Lakeview Bulldogs. It'll be very disappointing to see the Raiders come away with a loss here. I don't think they've won in an opening game since Fairport, I believe maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Mars the ball once again, almost loses it there. It seemed like he only had one and was trying to do a juggling act with it. Still held on to it, though.
You know, we have seen kind of a defensive breakdown from the Raiders, but we also got to give some credit to Lakeview. Lamar has really been running the ball very well for the Lakeview Bulldogs.
And you know you can't have a running game without the offensive linemen. And I mean, there have been a couple good plays where the Raiders have snuck through, but all in all, I think the Bulldogs are winning the battle in the trenches. Huffman now with it once again with the long count. Huffman's going to get to Ramar. Ramar's got a little bit of miscommunication there, running smack dab into his lineman. That's going to stop the play rather quickly. Well, he still gained 2 on that amazingly.
He just kept pushing the pack and moving his legs. Another good football run by Ramar.
3rd and 4 now for the Bulldogs, a familiar position for them all night long, and they've been converting them all night long. Buskirk's yelling something. Coach Buskirk, excuse me. Hand it off to Nero. Nero's going to pound up. He's going to get that first down and just keeps moving his feet. He's down to about the 4-yard line. And we've seen what happened last time when they got around the 4-yard line.
And we are down to 7:47 left to play with Lakeview in front, 9-7. Lakeview looking in prime position to score right now with the ball on about the 5.
All you mathematicians out there, that's 4 minutes and now 20 seconds counting off the clock. 4 minutes and 20 seconds plus that the Bulldogs have held possession in this quarter alone. It just has to do with those running yards. Goal line defense in effect now for the Red Raiders, hoping just to stuff all the gaps. And probably false start there. Almost called that on Huffman. Looks like he stepped away too quickly before the ball went in his hands. So that's going to hurt just a bit of their momentum, but considering they're so close to the goal line.
Yeah, that was definitely the shot in the arm for the Raiders, and Lakeview shot themselves in the foot on that one.
Once again, another running play. Ball's loose on the ground. Who picked it up? Raiders think they have it, and they have it! Fumble recovery. And it looks like Joe Dinalo came up with it. Joe Dinalo.
What a great turn of events and a great play by Joe Dinalo. Big play at a big time.
Well, let's hope that the fashion doesn't stay in effect, if you know what I mean. Guess what? They got a turnover. You know what that has meant? All other 3 times they've got a turnover. And they cough it back up. Tony Herron in the newly charged Red Raider offense. He's going to hand it over to Baker. Baker looking for somebody. And that Bulldog defense has been trained. I think they're a bunch of junkyard dogs out there.
Looks like a swarm of just blue and white bees over there.
I seen one of the Raiders trying to block number 22, Sean Davis, and he just wasn't letting go of the block. Mike Baker's trying to get around him, and Davis is like, all right, I know where you're going. I'm coming to get you. Definitely a bunch of junkyard dogs out there, but hopefully the Raiders can overcome this. 6:45 to go here in the final quarter of action. 9-7, the Bulldogs lead it. And the Red Raiders now looking for a comeback. 2nd and 9 now. Herron looking for somebody. Whips it and finds Morgan Lewis over the middle. Nice play. Gets it up to the 30-yard line and a first down for the Red Raiders.
I think that's the 3rd time that Herron's hooked up with Morgan Lewis today. There certainly seem to be quite a pair in this game.
It's just the go-to man. Lewis is just knowing where to run. They must hook up after practice or something. Kind of like the Peyton Manning and
Joey Galloway.
It's Marvin Harrison.
Excuse me.
Sorry. Nonetheless, there's still football being played on the field, and looks as if Derek Martin was trying to run the ball there. Didn't get much out of it. Maybe lost a yard. No gain on the play whatsoever. 2nd and 10 now for the Red Raiders. Ball still on the 30-yard line. Well, it's good to see that the Raiders can pass, but not getting any yards on first down isn't helping them out either. Heron looking back to pass once again. It's going to be picked off by the Bulldogs by number 5, Matt Nero. Looked for Morgan Lewis, and
the trend keeps on going.
Sad but true.
This is discouraging. Every time we've gotten an advantage, we've coughed the ball right back up off of the turnovers. And Lakeview has excellent field position now, right outside the red zone.
5:27 to go. Almost the same amount of time they held the ball last time they had it. Ball now on the 24-yard line of the Red Raiders for the Bulldogs. Going to hand it off to Ramar. Ramar getting around the end is going to be brought down by Billy Noble. And that interception was so disheartening to just about everybody in the stadium.
Yeah, I think it really took the wind out of a lot of people's sails. Fans kind of quieted down.
Unless you're on the other side of the field, but we'll just forget about them for right now. So Huffman once again in this long snap, and the Raiders are all over there. They're going to hog tie Matt Nero, who had the interception. And if they can, drop a few extra elbows in there.
Yeah, football's a physical game. I'm glad that the refs have been letting them play thus far. I really got to give a hand to the officiating crew.
Yes, I totally agree with you there, Logan. They're doing an excellent job this evening.
Really, we haven't noticed them, and that's the way you like to have it. The refs should just call the game and get out of the way.
And not one call I've disagreed with tonight. And usually I disagree with everything. So 3rd and 6 now, and the Bulldogs call timeout. 4:08 to go here in this final quarter of action. 9-7, Lakeview leads it.
We're getting down into crunch time now here, Mike. This is where all the conditioning, all the leg lifts and the 2-minute drills and all the stuff they do at practice, this is what it's all for. The last 4 minutes of the game. This is where we see who has more heart. And hopefully Harvey can come away with a score.
This is what they need to do. Get a turnover again. You've had 4 of them. Apparently it's not the golden opportunity every time you get a turnover, but keep the ball. Just act like you got it off a punt or something, for God's sakes. I don't know what you're going to do. As long as you don't be like, hey, this was given to us. I think that might solve their problems. But then again, that's a bit far-fetched.
Well, you're right, though. They don't need to turn it over every time they get it. We'll hope they can score when and if they get the ball.
Everyone trying to get set here to play now. Fan trying to get the fans back in it. And the football players definitely need to get the fans back in it. 3rd and 6 now. And they got the Raiders to jump. The cadence has worked again.
It's like a bad movie, Mike. First time it worked, and now the second time it's come back to haunt them again.
3rd and a very short one. So who are they going to call? Nero or Ramar?
Absolutely Ramar. He's been their go-to man in the second half, excuse me. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't give it to him again.
And look who it is in the backfield. Nero and Ramar against the Red Raiders, who are stacking about 9 in the box. They give it to Nero. You were wrong, but they got the first down, I believe. And that's the call on the field.
Worked for them. Obviously, the coaches must know a little something, too. I'm not always right.
I'm not always right either, so. Inside the 15-yard line. And it seems as if Harvey's coaches are in disbelief. Another heartbreaking loss for the Raiders. Seems to be inevitable. I don't want it to be. I want them to have a good start to their season. But the Raiders just can't stop the run. It's like the Browns on the field. And I don't want to say that. but that's just what I'm looking at right now. 3:45 to go here. On about the 13-yard line, the Bulldogs are, and they are looking to score again. Matt Nero on the counter trips up a little bit, gains maybe a yard or two.
Well, I'm certainly glad that the Harvey defense read that better than I did. They had me all fooled on that play. I wasn't sure who had the ball.
Gain of 2. Brings up second down and 8.
So the Raiders give up 2 there. And the Bulldogs march closer and closer. Even if they stop them right here, which is about the 11-yard line, the Raiders would be given about 2 minutes to work with.
Yeah, we're down inside the 3-minute mark now. Flag on the play.
False start. Bulldogs killed them last time. It might do it again this time. That's going to make it about 2nd and 13 now for the Bulldogs. .254 to go, though. Time is definitely not on the Raiders' side right about now.
Timeout, Harvey.
Now Harvey calls a timeout. I'm sure Coach Buskirk has plenty of words to tell his young soldiers on the field what to do in this fierce battle.
Maybe just a couple. You never know. He's just going to be loud, I'm sure, and try and get him psyched back up.
Yes, maybe that's it. Just simple, short, to the point.
Right about now, I'm sure Coach Buskirk is disgusted with the way that events have turned. The one bad snap has really put Lakeview in the lead, and that one touchdown when they marched right down the field on that first series.
Well, last year, in the second game of the season, when Harvey played Wycliffe, Harvey got a break from Wycliffe as Wycliffe snapped the ball into the end zone, and then Andrew Booth recovered it. Kind of a turning of the tides almost 1 year later. 2:54 to go, though. Anything can happen. Red Raiders looking to fill that box, so they're going to give it to Ramar, and the Raiders are there smothering Ramar. James and Martin. Everyone, Farron, all over.
But I can't overemphasize this. He keeps falling forward. He got stuffed at the line, and he still gains 2 yards.
Well, it comes to the advantage that it was 2nd and 14. Now it's 3 and 11. That's a very long third down conversion.
Yeah, it's a lucky break for the Raiders that they got that penalty right there.
This will make or break them, though. The Raiders are trying to burn all their timeouts right now to hold the clock, to give them time to run their offense. 12-yard pickup, and you just ruined your game plan.
Obviously, the defense needs a stop here. It's as simple as that.
Of course, though, there's no other way to go, as the Bulldogs are constantly thinking run. Sure, just short, simple words again from Coach Buskirk, but I'm sure they have a lot of meaning. Third and 11, this means it all right here. Once again, a pitch out to number 20, Josh Province. We haven't seen him all in the second half. He picked up quite a few yards, maybe 8. And the Raiders burn their final time out.
This is an interesting situation right here. Will the Lakeview go for it, considering that they could get a first down and burn the rest of the clock? Also considering, but on the other hand, if they kick a field goal, Harvey's kicking team has been unproven, so it's not like you would expect them to kick a field goal.
Something interesting I've just been hearing on the field. Was that Harvey's 4th timeout they've called this half?
That's what they're saying.
That's what Lakeview's saying. We're right next to their press box, and they're screaming and hollering about fourth timeout being called.
So far, we've seen no indication from the refs, though.
And you know they mark down every timeout, so the show goes on. Penalty isn't called. 4th and 5. This means it all here. 5 yards. Stuffing 9 up in the box there. Huffman's going to go back to pass, rolling out to the right, looking for somebody in the end zone. Picked off by Jamie Farron. What a play. That's the 5th turnover, though, and you know what that means. That means trouble. They even caught a break. I believe they're going to get it on the 20-yard line as he caught it in the end zone and was tackled in the end zone.
Well, that is a break. And now the Red Raiders will have a chance to exercise their 2-minute drill, which I'm sure they practiced over and over again.
You're right. 2 minutes, 17 seconds, 80 yards to go. That is the big question. Well, no timeouts remain. The passing game might be the best thing to go with here. Incomplete pass and stops the clock. Heron's been pretty consistent so far. Just that one bad interception he threw, which wasn't even really, it didn't even look that bad. Oh my God! Justin Williams overthrows the snap. Heron trying to scramble out of it, and that's going to be a 15-yard loss on the play. Justin Williams just couldn't get it to Heron. And the clock is running out on the Raiders. Better not call timeout now. That definitely will be a penalty.
6-yard line.
Ball all the way back on the 6-yard line. Make that a 2nd and 24. Heron looking around for somebody, and looks like he got hit in the end zone.
It appears to be their second safety of the game. No official indication from the refs yet. They might mark it just outside the goal line.
And they do. Well, we're going to make that 2nd and actually 3rd and 29.
Red Raiders just narrowly avoided having their second safety of a game a rarity at any level.
Well, 1 minute, 20 seconds. Heron looking for somebody. He's going to throw it to Booth, and Booth is going to get hit right away. And the clock continues to tick. 4th down and about, it depends where they're going to spot her at. I think they're going to spot it at about the 6. 4th and 23. Once again, less than a minute now. They definitely need this first down here. This play could mean it all for the Red Raiders. Heron gets a nice snap, looking for somebody. Heron is going to run it, not the best choice. Runs back. That's not going to work. And it's all over. It is all over. Very unfortunate turn of events. They had the 2-minute drill, and 2 bad snaps cost the Red Raiders the football game, in my opinion.
It's all over but the fat lady singing, Mike. As long as Lakeview avoids making any blatant mistakes.
Well, kneeing the ball down, I don't know how you can ruin that one.
It's happened before, though.
Once again, a thriller, but things just not going the Red Raiders' way. 41 seconds officially on the clock. Everyone knows it's over. So we'll hang with you for those final 41 seconds. And they need the ball, and everyone's getting physical in there. Look at them Raiders trying to get the ball. Pushing and shoving, and good thing the refs are in there. It would have been Royal Rumble 39 or whatever it is. I'm not sure what wrestling's at nowadays. I believe the Bulldogs have to run one more play. And the Cortland Lakeview Bulldogs pull away with a victory. Your final score here at Jack Britt Memorial Stadium, excuse me. The Cortland Lakeview Bulldogs 9, your Harvey Red Raiders 7. Well, Logan, what can you say? Very unfortunate. Had the 7-0 lead going into halftime. And give it that one touchdown. They were still in it, though, and then the bad snap cost them there. Then with 2 minutes and 17 seconds left, ball on the 20, 80 yards, a long way to go, but still a possibility. And the snap went over Tony Heron's head.
Absolutely. The Raiders just came out and went flat. I would say it was a whole team failure, even though obviously you had the bad snap for the safety. I don't think you can really pin the blame on any one guy for this loss.
I'll tell you what, though, we were talking about the flashy offense. 7 points isn't going to get you a victory. I would have been very surprised had they won 7-0.
That's true.
Well, that's going to be it here at Jack Brent Memorial Stadium one last time. Cortland Lakeview sneaks out of here with a victory. The score, Cortland Lakeview 9, the Harvey Red Raiders 7. For WHHS Channel 30 Sports, I'm Mike Williams.
And I'm Logan Repko.
We'll see you next time.